Welcome to Kennedy Studio. Today I've got some nice buyer's guide for those looking at Fuji bikes, really cool bikes, and we're gonna be focusing on road bikes range. We are here on fujibikes.com. Let's just click road. And here we can choose between competition series and endurance series. Of course, there's some triathlon, cyclocross and so on, but basically for just riding on the road, we would choose between more racy-oriented competition series or more comfort-oriented endurance series. Though I wouldn't really hesitate racing on some of those comfort-oriented endurance series bikes. So this episode will be dedicated to endurance series here. And we have basically three models. We have carbon bike, Gran Fondo, we have aluminum bike, Sportif, and aluminum women-specific Finest. And then when we see those numbers here for those models, the first number will tell us what kind of a frame set the bike has, and the second one will just indicate the level of the components. So we have Gran Fondo 1, we have Gran Fondo 2 and Gran Fondo Classico. Gran Fondo 1, that will be the most expensive one, carbon bike, which has ultra high modulus carbon fiber, so-called C10 by Fuji. Then Gran Fondo 2, that's interesting because it has all the features that Gran Fondo 1 has, except for carbon fiber, which is here C5 high modulus. So it's not ultra high modulus, but high modulus, but it is much cheaper. And I have to tell you just right away at the beginning that would be my choice, Gran Fondo 2 series, and I would even go for the cheapest one of these, which will be Gran Fondo 2.5, and let me tell you why. Because that's the bike that has all that the 1 series have, except for ultra high modulus carbon. Remember, ultra high modulus carbon will be much more expensive. It doesn't mean it will be more durable, it will be more stiff, but we not always want to have the stiffest carbon on each part of the frame. Except for the carbon, all the technologies are there. So the so-called VR technology, which is technology for just absorbing vibration, absorbing some bumps. We have a specifically designed carbon layup on the fork and on the rear triangle. And we have waved seat stays. So it has all the features that the 1 point something model has, and it's much less expensive, and it also is featured with the disc brakes. So it would really be my choice. This one would cost $2,000, whereas the cheapest one from 1 point something will cost like twice as much. Let's just look at Gran Fondo 1.3. Here will cost $4,000, but this one is with Di2, and 1.1 also $4,000 with Dura Ace, so much better components, but I would just go for the cheapest version because I would really have everything I would like to. The geometry wise, Gran Fondo 1 point and Gran Fondo 2 point are exactly the same. So if we look at, for example, medium size, will have same 170mm head tube, will have same reach, same stack, so same geometry, nice comfort, and just carbon, nice bike with full carbon, very compliant fork. So that's my choice at this level, at this point. Then we go for Gran Fondo Classico. I wouldn't go for Classico because it has, this one doesn't have all those features that make the bike super comfy and make the rear triangle and the fork absorbing some vibrations here, and it doesn't have disc brakes, and it still would cost around $2,000. So that's not my choice. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm not gonna talk too much about this one. And then we go for alloy. We have Sportif 1 point and Sportif 2 point. Sportif 1 point will have same material used as for the frame set as the 2 point, but this one will have a tapered head tube. So if I was to choose between 1 point something and 2 point something, I would either go for I would either go for Sportif 1.7 because we have nice tapered head tube and disc brakes and some really nice price, like $940. And we have also, of course, the carbon bladed fork with aluminum steering tube. But if I was a bit more on the budget, then I would go a bit lower to Sportif 2.3 and not 2.5. You know why? Because 2.1 and 2.3 will still have carbon bladed fork, whereas 2.5 will have just the aluminum fork, and that wouldn't be my choice. If I had to have a non-carbon fork, a rigid fork on my bike, that would be either steel or titanium. But of course no one gives you a heavy steel fork for such a frame, so this one is aluminum, it won't be compliant. So I would really like to go not lower than Sportif 2.3, nice color and still same material as 1 point something, except for the tapered head tube. This one doesn't have tapered head tube. It will have 118 headset and carbon bladed fork. So that's it for this at this level here. And then we have Finest, which is women specific bike, so women specific geometry, women specific reach on the levers and the handlebars and so on. Women don't have much of a choice here. They have aluminum bikes with either tapered head tube on 1 point models and non-tapered on 2 point something. So here I think that women which are really light would not feel so much difference between tapered and non-tapered, so this 2 point something series of those models would be okay. I would like to have carbon fork and don't need maybe tapered head tube for women specific bike. So that's it guys here. As you can see now, there are some differences within the models here, and here Gran Fondo 1 and Gran Fondo 2, which is different carbon, different type of the carbon. I would not mind having carbon C5, but having same technologies and really nice full carbon fork would be my choice here. And then Sportif aluminum bike, one model will have tapered head tube, two model will have non-tapered head tube, but remember that those 2.5 and 2.7 don't have carbon bladed fork. So hope it was helpful. On the next episode we're gonna be talking about competition series. If you have any further questions, just put them below the video in the comment section. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.